Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris Meany here of FTN, taking a look at some StatHero picks for this evening. 8 games around the diamond, so lots of action over at StatHero.com. And as you see here, a promo code for you, FTN. They will match your first deposit, a 3-time deposit match bonus on your first DFS sportsbook play up to $300. Also, you versus the house. As you see, it is your lineup against their lineup, not competing against thousands of different lineups. You don't have to worry about ownership or anything like that. You beat their lineup and you double up your cash. And over at StatHero.com, you see they have a few different lineups for you. Some 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4. I really like that. You don't have to worry about an MVP. Just got to pick 3 of your faves here and try to fit under that salary cap, and away you go. They also have the traditional 6 versus 6 with your MVP. I got to stay away from that Vlad Guerrero Jr. MVP one. That's a pretty sharp lineup. I'd like this one here. Well, let's go against this Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Jesse Winker, Gene Segura lineup, projected for 35.5 fantasy points. I'm going to keep things really simple here with you today. I'm just going to, for the most part, attack Red Sox and Jays. It's a total of 11. Last time Nick Pivetta played against the Jays, he got absolutely torched. He actually won the game, but there were 17 runs scored in that game, and the Jays had 11 hits against him and 4 runs. That was his very last start, which happened to come against Toronto. So he has to go up against Toronto here again. So I mentioned the 11 total. As for Pivetta, 16 2/3 against Toronto this season, 14 runs, 24 hits, 5 homers, just awful. And then Thomas Hatch is going to get the call here for the Jays, just his second ever big league start. He's been stretched out in AAA to give them a few innings. The rotation hasn't been the best lately, and they've suffered some injuries in Toronto. So 8 AAA starts, not bad numbers, a 2.15 ERA in 29 innings. He does have 12 walks and 3 homers rather issued. 29K, it's okay. Strikeout per innings, not bad, but in the minors, you want to be a little bit higher than that. In 26 1/3 innings in the majors, 13 walks. It's 4 per 9. So not phenomenal here. I think the Red Sox could certainly get to him, and I think the Jays can get to Pivetta on the other side here. So I have a lineup that has JD Martinez up at the top, Julio, and then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next. So those two guys I'm rolling with. You can mix and match if you want. I like JD at that price at 10.5 is very, very solid. And then Vlad Guerrero, if you didn't want to go that way, you could go with Rafael Devers at 13.6. You could take Xander if you wanted. I really like George Springer at 11.8. He's starting to heat up. He's got 3 homers in his past few games. Hunter Renfroe down there at 10.9. So there's some options, but I'm really just getting involved with Boston and Toronto here. I think we just see a lot of runs between these two squads. And then Jose Abreu is at 10.8 up against Mike Minor, who has really struggled this season, especially lately. Mike Minor checks in just over the last 5 starts. He's allowed 24 runs, 4th in average and 3rd in WOBA against left-handed pitching. The White Sox to get Eloy Jimenez back in the lineup today, and Jose Abreu is a big reason why they hit lefties so well. So he's my one guy that I'm mixing in there, and then I'm actually another guy that away from that Boston-Toronto game. It's just a little bit of a salary saver. You see here near the bottom at 5-1, Brent Rooker. Yes, Brent Rooker, ladies and gentlemen. 5-1 will allow you to have 3 stud bats over 10K. Now, you could take a more balanced approach, maybe piggyback off their Gene Segura, who's fairly cheap, or go down to Jorge Polanco. But, I think Minnesota could potentially be in play here as well. The Red Sox have the highest team implied total, and the second highest goes to the Twins because they're going to see pitches from Matt Manning. So Manning this season, he just doesn't miss many bats. He checks in with an 84.8 contact rate, and that's one of the highest in baseball. I know he only has 28 innings here, but 13 strikeouts, 10 walks, 4K per 9. He's almost walking more guys than he's striking out. So for Rooker, 42 plate appearances, 40 strikeout percentage. That's super high. Only 2 home runs. He just got called up the other day and has hit a bomb, just the other day since his call up. And he has a lot of power. 19 homers in 61 games at AAA this season, 14 in 2019, 22 in 2018. Certainly does have some pop in his bat. He just has a lot of swing and miss. But this is a good spot maybe to take a chance on him at 5-1, and then it'll allow you to get those 3 high-priced bats that you want. Mix and match from Boston and Toronto, or get in Jose Abreu there. But for Matt Manning, again, he's just not going to miss a lot of bats here today. So I got some confidence in Brent Rooker hitting in the 2 spot, maybe to connect on one or to get on base. And then you got guys like Polanco and JD Martinez hitting behind him. So that's my thinking here tonight. Again, promo code for you, FTN. We have free Stat Hero content over at ftndaily.com every single day. You click the chat link up at the top, and it'll get you in our free Stat Hero Discord channel, where there are even more plays flying around with one goal in mind: to take down Stat Hero. Again, your lineup against their lineup, FTN Nation up against Stat Hero. Any questions, don't be afraid to hit me up at Chris Meany, or I'll circle back here before first pitch if you do indeed have any questions. But just taking a look at some of their lineups, I would try the 4 versus 4 or 3 versus 3. And the 3 versus 3 and 4 versus 4, you don't have to get a little crazy with Brett Rooker in there. But I think Rooker is a decent value here at 5-1, allow you to get up and get 3 stud bats, especially from that massive high total game between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Good luck tonight. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.